Overpowered main characters? Check. Reincarnations, virtual worlds, and insane power levels? Double check. Here are 10 Isekai anime where the MC breaks all the rules. Ranked from awesome to absolute god tier. Overlord. Momonga stays logged into his favorite MMORPG as the servers shut down, only to find the game has become real, and he's trapped as his character, the skeletal overlord Ains Ual Gown. With god-tier items, world-level spells, and a loyal army of monsters, he begins his conquest, testing the limits of power and morality in a world that bends to his will. I was reincarnated as the 7th prince, so I can take my time perfecting my magical abilities. A commoner obsessed with magic dies, and is reborn as the 7th prince of a royal family, blessed with endless magical talent and no royal duties. Now free from limitations, he immerses himself in spellcraft, inventing and mastering new forms of magic at a terrifying pace. This is pure magical domination. No struggle, just brilliance. The rising of the shield. Hero. Naofumi is summoned to a fantasy world with only a shield as his weapon, and is immediately betrayed, framed, and shunned. Stripped of trust and support, he rises back up through relentless grinding, clever strategy, and unwavering determination. As he builds a party of loyal companions and unlocks hidden power, he transforms into one of the most feared warriors in the kingdom, the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world. After being betrayed by those he protected, the most powerful exorcist dies. But he's reborn into a new world full of magic. The twist? He doesn't rely on magic at all. Armed with ancient spiritual arts and unrivaled tactical smarts, he shocks this new world by defeating powerful enemies using techniques no one's ever seen before. No game, no life. Genius siblings. Sora and Shiro are unbeatable in any game, and when they're transported to a world ruled entirely by games, they thrive. Using logic, manipulation, and psychological warfare, they outsmart gods, races, and nations without ever throwing a punch. They don't need brute force, just brains. And in this world, that's the most OP weapon of all. ReZero. Starting life in another world, Subaru is pulled into a strange fantasy world with one terrifying ability. Every time he dies, he returns to a previous point in time. He's not strong physically, but with every death and painful reset, he gains knowledge and insight to overcome impossible odds. His growth, trauma, and sacrifice make him a unique kind of OP, one built through suffering and resolve. Sword Art. Online, 10,000 players are trapped in a virtual reality MMORPG, and death in the game means death in real life. Kirito, a beta tester and solo swordsman, uses his skills and knowledge to dominate the game's most brutal challenges. From dual-wielding legendary swords to defeating bosses solo, Kirito becomes a myth inside the game. A true one-man army. The Eminence in Shadow. All Sid ever wanted was to be a mastermind working from the shadows. In a twist of fate, the organization and evil cult he made up turn out to be real. Now, with immense power and a deadly team called Shadow Garden, he plays the clueless fool while secretly waging war against darkness. He's not just overpowered, he's theatrical, unpredictable, and dangerously brilliant. Mushoku Tensei. Jobless reincarnation. A shut-in loser dies and reincarnates into a magical world as Rudis, retaining his memories and maturity. Gifted with talent and training from a young age, he becomes a prodigy in magic, combat, and languages. This anime doesn't just show his powers, it explores his emotional growth and second chance at life, making it deeply personal and epic. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. After dying in the real world, Satoru wakes up as a slime in a fantasy realm. But this isn't your average slime. His power to absorb and mimic anything makes him nearly invincible. As Rimuru, he builds a kingdom, defeats demon lords, and reshapes the world's balance of power, all while being one of the kindest yet strongest MCs in Isekai. These MCs aren't just strong, they redefine power in their worlds. Which one would you want to be reincarnated as? Drop your pick below.